Ladies, what do I think about long distance relationships? Divas, activate. Go on and help your fellow divas. What do I think about long distance? Holly said, no ma'am. No ma'am. Nope, no ma'am. No ma'am. They're just, do y'all know why I say no? 3 hours away. If you cannot see them at least 2 or 3 times a week, no. If you can't see them on a regular basis. It's easy to have a telephone relationship, ladies. Women are auditory. So all he has to do is yip, 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 say whatever you want to hear, and then all of a sudden you're falling in love. You might as well just get a pen pal. Call it a day. Then you talk on the phone for 6 months. Then you going to fly out to see him for God knows what. I don't know why you're doing all the effort when you're supposed to be the prize. So then you go out to see him, and you think because it's been 6 months that you guys have been talking on the phone, that you guys are all madly in love and you're in a relationship and you can just jump in bed. But no, ma'am, because there are 6 phases to a relationship. And when you're in a long distance relationship, you don't honor that. The 6 phases are the attraction phase, the courting phase, you got the pull away phase, the commitment phase, the engagement phase, and then the marriage phase. Even if you're in a small town, if you don't work on you, you can move to Timbuktu and you still won't find anybody. Or you'll attract the same person. The most important thing is to work on you. It's so interesting how I have clients that live in the middle of nowhere and they're like, oh my God, my town is so small. But then when they join Diva University or Boss Diva and they did the work, then all of a sudden, miraculous, their husband shows up out of nowhere. How does that happen? How does that happen? That's because we forget that we are more than just meat suits. That we are vibrational, multidimensional, spiritual beings. She said, ugh, the rose ain't on Prime. No, it's going to take like a couple of weeks, but it's worth the wait. Yes, ma'am. I should start selling the rose. I so believe in it. So then when you're like doing this long distance, you don't understand that there's a time period. It's not about just waiting 3 months. You're like, oh, but I waited 3 months, Shay. Well, hello, yes. He lives all the way in Southeast Asia. Of course you waited 3 months. That was easy. That doesn't count. And it's not even about just waiting 3 months to wait 3 months. It's about the phase that you're in on the paradigm. So in the first phase is the attraction phase. Testosterone drives him. In the second phase, in the courting phase, he's falling for you. His serotonin and testosterone is dropping. So he's starting to build an attachment to you. Then in the third phase, when he's pulling away, that's because his testosterone is rebounding. If you guys are just talking on the phone, then you're still in the courting phase. Maybe just making it out the attraction phase. You're not progressing. It's different when you see somebody in your face. You can see their nuances. You can feel their energy. You don't really know this person that's long distance. Unless you started the relationship and then they move. They might be in the military or something like that, and then they come back. So here's the thing. When you're in the courting phase, usually the courting phase, like bumping up against the pull away phase, is about 2.5 to 3 months. Right? That's where they got the 3 months from, y'all. Because scientifically, usually that's the time when men get restless because their testosterone has dropped. If they really care about a woman and they start to pull back so that they can bounce that testosterone back up. And where they have to pull away so that they can miss you. And then women freak out when a man goes through the pull away phase. And that's when you start chasing after him. And you start sabotaging the relationship. Ladies, when a man's going through the pull away phase, just stop, drop, and roll. Do not chase him. Don't do it. Disappear. If he ghosted you during the pull away phase, like you guys were supposed to meet up and he just disappeared, then he's done. That's just rude. But if he started off where the text started dwindling and then the call started dwindling and then you don't hear from him, then you let him go. Because listen, y'all are doing dating so backwards. You're just like dating one guy at a time and hoping for the best. You're not even like dating as you're supposed to be, because dating is an interview process. You're interviewing for the possible position of him becoming your man. He's interviewing. He is interviewing for the position. He is interviewing. So you shouldn't be just considering just one person. If you're interviewing for a job, hello, you interviewing for a job, are they going to just shut everything down? They're just going to meet you and then shut everything down? Are they? So when you're interviewing for a job, trust and believe, whether you like it or not, they're interviewing other candidates. And other candidates, they're paying their own gas. That job doesn't say, here, I'll pay for your gas. I'll pay for the time that you took to interview. I'll pay for the new suit that you bought. I'm paying for you to get your hair done. They don't do all of that. They're just like, okay, show up and let's see what you got, because we're going to pick the best one for the job. And that's what it is, ladies. You're the prize. So he's showing up. He's taking you out on dates. He's paying for the date, even if he doesn't get the job, because you gave him your time and your consideration, and your time and your consideration is worth something. You're worth a man paying for your daggone date. And no, ma'am, do not offer to take care of the tip. When he goes through the pull away phase, as soon as you start to recognize, don't look for it, just enjoy yourself. You're going through with the dating process. You guys are getting to know each other. You're developing a friendship. You're focusing on a friendship. You're dating to evaluate, not to qualify, ladies. You're dating to evaluate, not to qualify. Let me say that one more time. You're dating to evaluate, not to qualify. When a job is interviewing you, they're interviewing to evaluate. They're not trying to qualify for you to get the job. That's not what you're doing. There's always some type of pull away phase. It's biochemical. Some are more extreme than others. If you jump in bed with them, then the pull away phase is usually more extreme to like just nothing, because there's nothing else driving him. When you have sex too soon, it interrupts the biochemical process of falling in love. His biochemical process of falling for you. Like, people like to romanticize it, right? They're like, oh my God, The Notebook. I don't want to go outside my house. I don't want to go on any date naps. I don't want to have to actively date. I just want to be sitting in my living room, and I want my roof to open up and the heavens to just drop and deliver my soulmate upon my lap. Yes. I don't know what planet. I don't know what planet you exist on, ma'am. But I promise to guarantee you that it's not happening. No, ma'am. It's not. Y'all want love and you won't even leave the house. And lock the door. And close the garage. What? Like, Shay, I don't want to have to date. Like, I'm so tired of dating. Ma'am, you didn't say that about getting that job. You didn't say, I'm so tired of interviewing. I'm just not going to interview anymore. I give up. I'm not interviewing again. I'm just going to sit here and starve. I'm just going to, look, I'm telling Georgia Power or whatever the name of your power company is and the gas bill and everything. You know what? Sorry, I can't pay y'all because I give up on interviewing. I'm done. Okay? I'm tired of interviewing. I'm tired of having to do my hair and my makeup, and I'm tired of getting dressed. I'm tired of washing my behind for this job. I'm not doing it. No, ma'am. Y'all will put more energy on finding a pair of shoes to match your outfit than you do for love. And you expect love to just poof. If y'all will stop dating trying to find your husband with everybody you meet, then you will be less tired. Hey, let me tell you something, the odds, ma'am. You're just looking for one. Let's just bring this in perspective. There are 7.8 billion people in the world. And you're just looking for one. That's it. One. You mean to tell me out of 7.8 with a B? You mean out of 7.8 billion people? You don't think that there's one? You getting upset because the little 5 that didn't work out? Well, hello. The odds are forever in your favor that most won't make the cut. They're not supposed to, because you're just looking for one. And the way this works is when the teacher appears, the student will appear. When the wife shows up, her husband will appear. Some of y'all haven't even gotten into wife energy yet. Y'all still trying to have a hot girl summer. Pick one. You got to pick a side. You got to pick a team, ma'am. Yes, you ma'am. Listen, I don't know who needs to hear this, okay? Some of you guys, you ma'am, you think too much. You just overthink everything. You think every man that comes in your world should act like your daddy, or like that perfect ex that like just left you, or they need to act like the TV guy or Brad Pitt. But no, ma'am. No. And you don't even want to risk getting hurt, so you haven't even started the process. It's like you're trying to get to New York from Florida and you won't even get in the car and start driving. You're like, yeah, but I can get into an accident, and I don't feel like dealing with that. I don't. There might be road bumps, there might be like stop signs, and I just don't feel like dealing with it. So you know what? I'm just gonna sit in my house, but I want to get to New York. Like, make it make sense.